Well, good morning. I accidentally stopped the video after I pushed the red button to stop it 3 seconds into it. So I had to start it over again. Anyway, the title for the video today for the 13th of January is No Place for Crooked Attorneys to Hide. And the blurb that I wrote yesterday morning, early, right after I finished the other video, in fact, goes like this. If you have been paying attention, I'm taking off the gloves and going after these lying attorneys and calling them on the crimes they have committed against me. Oh, I know it's not just me. They have run roughshod over people's natural rights for a long, long time. The judges too, the politicians, and the power-hungry, ill-informed police. We've all been hoodwinked by the bar and fallen into their invisible prison. That's what happens when God lets the worst of the worst take control of a planet for century after century. Maybe God is finally waking us up to yell, enough. When that happens, there will be no place for the criminally minded to hide. And it's not only attorneys. All humans will face the wake-up call regarding the diabolical charade that has been going on for so long. No matter how many hide behind suits, ties, and respectable attire, their gig is up. Are you awake yet? Indeed, I've been poring over legal documents for the last couple of months. I've spent a lot of time just looking and perusing the documents that I've submitted to the court, and how this thing is still going on is beyond me. How they were able to open a new case with Carla Fiordo, or however you say her last name, is beyond me. She has no legitimate claim to this property. Neither does PNC Bank. They stole it, as I said in the previous video. They bought it for $100, but they didn't give me any notification that they were in any procedure, and the person who notarized the thing is a person unknown in the case whatsoever. And somebody sent me a video that I recorded in 2012, which was right after I went to the bankruptcy court in Orlando, and where they stated plainly that they were not taking my home. My home was not part of the settlement. The liquidated asset that they were talking about was the Merritt Island property that had finally been sold. It had nothing to do with my home. And yet PNC Bank moved to try to take my home. They are a criminal operation. And the executives of PNC Bank, all the people who sit at the top, need to be criminally prosecuted, along with the attorneys that represent them, that they hire to represent them, even though they claim that they have nothing to do with it. And that when I contacted PNC directly, they didn't know anything about the lawsuit. They were not involved. So they said. They're lying, because that's what lawyers and bankers have been doing for a long time. That's how they've co-opted the entire planet and made slaves out of the entire human race. But we are waking up, folks, and there's not going to be any place for these crooked con artists to continue to get away with their scams against humanity. Yes, the majority of people still buy the scams. I agree. But we're not talking about a simple majority, because a person who is awake holds far more weight than a person who is asleep and ignorant of the facts. Somebody wrote to me yesterday and said, by the way, and said affidavits are meaningless because anybody can say anything. No, you don't understand. If that's what you think, you are ignorant about what an affidavit is. An affidavit has to be something that you know personally, and you're putting yourself on the line to be charged with perjury if you're lying. And an affidavit always, it doesn't have to be signed by the other party, which is what this person claimed. I mean, that's ridiculous. You present the affidavit, and they have a right to rebut it point by point if they disagree. If they don't disagree within the time allotted, I usually give 30 days, but there's been times that there's not even been that long. It's automatically accepted as fact. And if the courts were to ever have an actual trial on my behalf, I mean, they'd throw the whole thing out. But judges have colluded with crooked attorneys and with the threat of using police forces, or namely the sheriff's department. And they came to my house, as I said the one time, and the guy assaulted me. The deputy assaulted me without presenting me any claim of why he was there, arresting me for driving without a license, and I'm in my house. I mean, this is the level that these people stoop to in trying to come after me because I'm blowing the whistle on what the heck is going on our freaking planet. The United States of America, as I've said before, is a corporation. It's been a corporation since after the Civil War. By 1883 or whatever year it was, it became incorporated, and the corporation has kept empowering. It took control of the states, made them corporations. They are not corporations, they are states, free states. That's how they were founded, and they have rights based on the Constitution. But it's all been undermined by these corrupt attorneys who the Bar Association, and when I said hoodwinked by the bar, I'm talking about the British Accredited Registry, the Bar Association, which is the international organization that has scandalized and, just run roughshod over all the people's rights in the world. They are the most criminally minded syndicate on the planet. Any bar certified attorney is operating in a criminal syndicate. It's a criminal operation. Now, I'm not saying, please hear me, I'm not saying that they've informed all of the people who are attorneys and lawyers that are part of the bar. I'm not sure that they have educated all of these people as to the true nature of their role that they're playing. They're playing the role whether they know it or not. They're playing the con game whether they know it or not. But many of them don't know it, and not all lawyers and attorneys are dishonest people. Some of them have high ethical and moral standards and actually try to bring justice and to do right by the people. Some of those, when they challenge their bar association or the system too much, they get disbarred. They get taken out of the association because they're not playing by the association's rules, or the bar rules. And that's just not acceptable, except now it's getting to be acceptable as people wake up, as judges wake up, as politicians are waking up, as the military is waking up, and they're going to take back the United States of America. We may have to suffer a little bit, I don't know. There's going to be a new financial system. There's going to be a new governmental system based on common law. Common law, again, is not what is common, because what has become common is de facto law. De facto law can never be common law. It's fiction. It's fake. They make it up. It violates natural law. Nothing that violates natural law is valid. Common law is based on natural law, that we are born children of God with unalienable rights that cannot be taken away from us. Yet by ignorance, we've allowed it to be taken away, allowed our rights to be undermined and virtually made meaningless. But people like me and many, 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 many others around the world are awakening, and many people are trying to establish something that is beneficial and good for humanity. And we're going to end this charade by the crooked attorneys. And there can still be lawyers, but they have to be honest people that actually try to represent the person that hired them, because not everybody can operate on their own. So anyway, I thank you once again for listening, and I appreciate your support. And